The gentleman yields. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Indiana, Ms. Houchin, for her 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations on your chairmanship of this subcommittee. I'm grateful for the opportunity to weigh in on this extremely important topic. Every year, tens of thousands of lives are saved because individuals make the courageous and selfless decision to donate their organs. The reality is organ donation is rare. Only about 1% of people who register as a donor are eligible to donate their organs at the time of death. That's why we must treat every case with the utmost care, integrity, and accountability. When we fail to maintain rigorous oversight and ensure ethical practices, we risk eroding public confidence in the foundation of that system. Today's hearing not only touches on the safety of individual patients, but the sustainability of the organ donation system. HRSA's report lays out deeply troubling findings, particularly with respect to the actions of the Kentucky Organ Donor Affiliates, or KYDA, now called the Network for Hope. These findings hit particularly close to home for me, as the organization under investigation serves my hometown community of Southern Indiana. The actions of KYDA to repeatedly continue to pursue organ recovery despite multiple signs of neurological function is not just alarming, it's morally and clinically indefensible. We are talking here about vulnerable patients, rural patients struggling with drug addiction, grieving families facing impossible decisions. When the public places trust in our organ procurement organizations, that trust must be earned and honored every single time. The failure to act upon clear signs of life, ignoring the pleading pressure placed by hospital staff, and the absence of non-partial accountability mechanisms raise serious questions about oversight and safeguards in the system. Dr. Lynch, your report makes it clear that existing protocols were not followed. Why did the oversight framework in place fail before the incidents were reported? And is it a broader systemic issue, or is it limited to KYDA?
Unfortunately, it is not limited to KYDA. During the course of this investigation, we received concerns that were in areas served by other OPOs. The failure here is at multiple levels. So the OPO has a responsibility to conduct quality reviews and to conduct good oversight, to conduct good training for its staff, to make sure that they know what to look for, and to make sure that they feel empowered to stop the process. These are all important things at a local level. HRSA's oversight here is through the OPTN on the system, and the OPTN and its contractors' review of this was poor.
Thank you. I'm very concerned that we wouldn't know about this had it not been necessarily for the whistleblower who notified wrote a letter to the committee alleging that a patient had been inaccurately pronounced brain dead and was pursued as an organ donor by KYDA. And per the report, the patient who was the victim of a drug overdose showed clear signs of life at multiple points. But KYDA senior staff directed that the organ recovery proceed. We would not necessarily know about the depths that this has gone at KYDA were it not for that whistleblower who was subsequently fired by a procurement agency. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
So I'm concerned about what appears to be, and I think some of your testimony today reflects this, that there is an apparent conflict of interest in the oversight that HRSA is now working to correct, and I want to thank you for that on behalf of the constituents that I represent. But I wanted to get your thoughts on, we talk about the ANRs that we know about with respect to DCD procurements. How many DCD procurements were completed by KYDA during the HRSA review process? Do you know that?
I can't recall, to be perfectly honest, the exact number, but it was, I believe that the ratio overall was about 1-to-1, so on the order of 300 maybe.
So you can understand that I might be concerned that the ANRs are just the ones that we know about, and that some that were completed, they were followed through with despite the warning signs that may have been present with the ANRs.
That's a valid concern.
Well, I just want, in the remaining time I have, I know that HRSA has asked OPTN to report on within 30 days some of their findings. Have you received anything from OPTN at this point that met your metric to develop and implement a 12-month monitoring plan for KYDA. Have they done that?
Yes, we have started on that process and had meetings with them.
Okay, they're supposed to issue that report on how they are going to monitor it. Have they done that?
That is due at the end of this month.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for being here today. I look forward to us working together to improve accountability and transparency in our donation system. I remain concerned. It's clear there's a lot of work to be done to restore trust in the organ procurement network, particularly with respect to the troubling findings of KYDA. My last question with the time I have is, do you have concerns that KYDA is continuing under the current framework, given the concerns that have been shared to the committee?
We believe that the corrective action plan that we're putting into place will enable them to perform in a safe fashion.
Thank you.